Breaking at 5, devastation, destruction, and 5 lives lost. That's what a tornado outbreak left behind. And today, the governor visiting those hard-hit areas.
And happening now, an active shooting investigation underway. Mobile police say 3 people shot overnight, 2 others cut from broken glass.
Mask up. Mask up. It's a patriotic duty.
President Biden calling on state and local leaders to reinstate mask mandates. Alabama's is set to end next Friday, so we're finding out what the governor has to say about the commander-in-chief's call for action.
And tracking conditions across the Gulf Coast. Clouds are offshore, rain's offshore too for now, but it's about to come back. I'll have your forecast.
Committed to you. First with breaking news and breaking weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
This is the time when Alabamians show what we are made of. We're made of grit, compassion, and resiliency.
It's only been a few days since a strong line of storms slammed the southeast, spawning several tornadoes, and that system taking the lives of at least 5 people, injuring several more, and leaving behind a path of destruction.
Today, Governor Kay Ivey headed to some of the hardest hit areas to get a first-hand look at the devastation left behind. Yeah, we want to bring in our investigative reporter, Brendan Kirby. Now, Brendan, you saw that damage last week.
Yeah, that's right, Lenise and Shelby. On Friday, we were in Pelham, where some people lost their homes. But it was even worse in Calhoun County, where 5 people died.
Losing 3 members of the same family all in one fell swoop, that's rough.
As the governor mentioned, 3 of the victims were from the same family. The storm also caused injuries. Lots of other people lost property. Chris Darden, meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service in Birmingham, says at least 11 tornadoes hit the state on Thursday. He says they cut a path on lands totaling 230 miles. All this coming 8 days after a storm that spawned 25 tornadoes. Darden says the loss of life was a blow to forecasters who try to give people as much warning as possible.
When the word came out that night, we certainly took that very personally. It hits us hard. So it's been a long stretch.
Alabama Emergency Management Agency Director Brian Hastings says people in the path of 2 Calhoun County tornadoes had 18 and 29 minutes warning, respectively. He says that's longer than average.
You have to have a plan, and when you get that information, you got to act. You got to do something to find a safer place, a shelter.
I talked last week to Pelham resident Trish Partridge, who stressed just how important acting on those tornado warnings can be.
You just heard a boom, you heard the roar, of course, and then it sounded like an explosion going off in the house, and we were huddled and threw a blanket over us and everything, and we had just shut the doors to the closet. In 2 seconds it hit, and then I smelled pine. First, you heard everything going on.
Governor Ivey on Monday vowing to do whatever she can to get federal assistance for victims.
As governor, I'm here to say I've got your back, and I want to be as helpful as we can. That's why I'm here today.
And Darden issued a warning that's relevant to people in all parts of Alabama. This is still only March, and typically the most severe weather isn't until April. As he said, we've still got a long way to go. Reporting live, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
Breaking news from Saraland, 4 people killed in a crash on Highway 45 between Spice Pond Road and Cushland McLeod at around 6 o'clock. Investigators say a Milry family of 3 died after a Chunchula woman crashed into them head-on. According to police, Tawanda Oldfield was trying to chase down her children's father and run him off the road when she slammed into Jerry and Alexis Dunn, along with her 8-month-old baby girl. Oldfield died as well. Coming up tonight at 9, you're going to hear from the Dunn family. A breaking news update now. 3 people shot overnight in Mobile. Police say they showed up to the hospital just before 1 o'clock, and that's not all. 2 others did too, who had been cut with glass. Investigators say they later discovered the shooting happened on Bel Air Boulevard between Airport and Cottage Hill. This active investigation is going on at this hour. We're going to keep you posted when Mobile police release new details about that shooting and the victims' conditions.
An all-points bulletin out right now for a wanted sex offender. The Baldwin County Sheriff's Office says 64-year-old Suleiman Akbar is wanted on several sex offender registration and notification act warrants. They say he cut his own ankle monitor off and has disappeared. He was last seen in the Mobile area but has ties to Fairhope. If you have seen him or know where he might be, call the number right there on your screen. President Biden addressing the nation, declaring if the nation lets down its guard, the virus will get worse and not better. He also directly appealed to state and local leaders easing those mask requirements in their states.
I'm reiterating my call for every governor, mayor, and local leader to maintain and reinstate the mask mandate. Please, this is not politics. Reinstate the mandate if you let it down. And business should require masks as well.
Fox 10 News reached out to Governor Ivey's office about her plan to drop Alabama's mandate on April 9th. And her office tells us that it will still end then and that our state has made progress and, quote, we're moving towards personal responsibility and common sense, not endless government mandates, end quote. And also today, President Biden announced at least 90% of U.S. adults will be eligible for vaccination by April 19th. He'd previously directed all states to aim for May 1st. In Mobile, the county health department is holding a series of first-dose vaccine clinics at the cruise terminal this week. The hours are a little different each day, so take a good look at your screen, or you can always check out our website. Tomorrow, you can go between 8 and 4. These will all be the Pfizer vaccine, and they're given out on a first-come, first-served basis. No appointments are necessary.
Also today, the head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention making an impassioned plea to Americans today to not let their guard down in the fight against COVID.
I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. I so badly want to be done. I know you all so badly want to be done. We are just almost there, but not quite yet. And so I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can.
All this comes as the World Health Organization finalized the report on the origin of COVID. It concludes the origin of the virus was likely transmission from bats to humans through another animal. But they say the findings offer little new insight into how the virus first emerged. The report is based largely on a team of international experts who went to Wuhan to investigate 3 possible cases of transmission. They say a lab leak is, quote, extremely unlikely. Well, there she goes. The Ever Given is no longer stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yeah, today salvage teams freed the colossal container ship that had been lodged for nearly a week, clogging one of the world's most vital waterways and halting billions of dollars a day in maritime commerce.
A lot of people talking about that story, Shelby. And so how was it stuck? And how did the effects fare out for the Port of Mobile and other companies?
Well, our Hal Sherrick found out timing was on our side.
The Port of Mobile is one of the largest ports in the nation, with 3 weekly services that go direct to the Far East and 1 to Europe. Most foreign ships go through the Panama Canal and continue to their destination across the Pacific. There is one ship here that traverses the planet and must go through the Suez Canal. As luck would have it, that vessel just left here on the 19th of this month and should be good to go by the time it reaches that part of the world. After a stop in Tampa, she just departed the Port of Miami this morning.
She has not yet entered the Atlantic Ocean. As soon as she does, she has to traverse the Atlantic, enter the Mediterranean, and by the time she reaches the Suez, most likely that backlog will have been cleared.
A backlog of more than 360 ships now has to be cleared. According to the data firm Refinitiv, Egypt has lost tolls from the canal totaling an estimated $94 million. It's too soon to estimate any financial impacts closer to home. Keyport Warehousing in Loxley ships around 400 containers a month, and owner Gary Unger says even if there is a downfall initially, it should turn itself around quickly.
We'll have a little bit of slow time, and then we'll have a rush to replace it. So the overall impact to us, there will be an impact, but it's not going to be substantial.
Reporting from Baldwin County, Hal Sherrick, Fox 10 News.
And port leaders tell us during incidents like this where a shipping lane is closed, companies have to weigh out the cost of waiting out the delay versus taking an alternate route. In this case, many ships opted to take that 3,000-mile detour around the southern tip of Africa.
All right, it's time now for a check on your weather. A beautiful Monday across the Gulf Coast. The blue skies have been showing off today. This is a live look from our Turquoise Place camera down there at the beach. Gorgeous. But the big question is, are these blue skies going to be sticking around? We want to head over to our Chief Meteorologist, Jason Smith, to get those answers. Jason, what's the rest of the week have in store for us?
Well, let's start out with that beach forecast, shall we? After that pretty picture out there, looking back out down towards Perdido Pass. And here's what we're seeing for tomorrow. 66 degrees, some morning sun, but we will see some clouds in the afternoon. Rain chance jumps up to 40%, and we stay with yellow flag conditions at the beaches. Here's where we stand right now. We've got some clouds offshore, some showers there. We are looking at a beautiful evening across the Gulf Coast. I know it's hard to imagine that the weather's about to go back downhill after such a pretty day today, but quickly things change this time of the year. And midweek on Wednesday, we actually have a level 1 marginal risk for some stronger than average storms. This is the severe risk map for Wednesday, and it's not a 3, 4, or 5 risk like we've been seeing, but we do have that low end threat. Level 1 is the current risk for severe weather on Wednesday, with a front coming in during peak daytime heating. We're looking at temperatures that are currently in the 70s. We've rebounded after what's really been a kind of a cool day. 72 in Lillian, 71 in Pensacola. Here is your Futurecast model, and it looks pretty quiet. We will get some showers in the afternoon tomorrow. We have a 40% rain chance tomorrow. We may get some peaks of sun mixed in too tomorrow, but we do have that chance of showers. We clear off, and then we wait for the next round to move in, which will be on Wednesday on the surface front, and you can see it there at lunchtime, still off to the north and west, but Wednesday evening, pretty good bet we're going to see some showers and some stronger thunderstorms headed our way. Tomorrow afternoon, temperatures running in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. You'll start to feel the humidity coming back tomorrow too. And here is our day planner. Starting out cool with the clouds increasing. Isolated showers by lunchtime. Better chance in the afternoon with that surface warm front coming through. Could be a little spotty with the rain late in the day, but midday is about our best chance mid-afternoon. And then we get in the extended forecast. Big difference between Tuesday and Wednesday. Rain chance Wednesday is at 80%. We finish out the week with some colder weather. Don't put the jackets completely away because we're going down into the 30s on Thursday night, and we may see a little patchy frost there. Friday is Good Friday. We'll see sunshine Saturday, and into Easter Sunday we see a rebound in the temperature. It should be really nice on Sunday with temperatures up in the middle 70s. That's a good look at your extended forecast. Shelby?
All right, thank you, Jason. People across the country honoring Vietnam veterans today, including right here at home. Quite the scene as the sun rose over the bay at Battleship Memorial Park. Vietnam Veterans of America Post 864, Post 702, and the Marine Corps League hosting a flag raising and lowering ceremony for those who risked it all. Taps were played as speakers paid respects at the park's Vietnam War Memorial. The morning wrapped up with breakfast, courtesy of Ed's Seafood on the Causeway, as a thank you to those veterans for their service.
You know, Fox News is committed to letting you know about local career opportunities, and today the city of Daphne holding a job fair in hopes of hiring some new faces for a number of positions. Everything from a library aide and building inspector to public works employees and maintenance workers.
It's not. We thought we'd try to find a different way to reach some of our applicants that we haven't talked to before, get some advertisements for some jobs that we've had open for a little while. We've got some interesting opportunities within our streets department and within our sports and recreation department. So those are some of the jobs that we're looking to fill today.
Today's event was just one way the city is reaching out to get more people to apply. If you didn't make it today, you can still do so. Those applications are on the city's website. That is daphneal.com.
Opening statements beginning today in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former officer facing murder charges in the death of George Floyd.
The deadly incident caught on video showing Chauvin pressing his knee into Floyd's neck and sparking massive demonstrations around the world.
Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard picks up our coverage from Minneapolis.
Almost a year after the world was shocked by the video of George Floyd's death here in Minneapolis, the police officer seen kneeling on his neck is standing trial in Minnesota's first trial to be televised live.
Raise your right hand, please.
The trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has begun. Chauvin faces charges of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter in the death of George Floyd.
Mr. Derek Chauvin betrayed this badge when he used excessive and unreasonable force upon the body of Mr. George Floyd.
The prosecution played the video showing Chauvin with his knee pressed into Floyd's neck as Floyd and bystanders cried for help.
Mr. Floyd did not die an instant death. He died one breath at a time over an extended period of time.
They called witnesses, including the 911 operator who flagged the incident to sergeants.
My instincts were telling me that something's wrong. Something is not right.
The defense said they will make the case that there is more to what happened than what is shown in the video.
Derek Chauvin did exactly what he had been trained to do over the course of his 19-year career. The use of force is not attractive, but it is a necessary component of policing.
And that Chauvin's actions were not based on race and that Floyd had drugs in his system when he died.
There is no political or social cause in this courtroom.
It's expected the trial could last up to 4 weeks. In Minneapolis, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
All right, let's take a look at that I-10 Bayway right now, and traffic is moving along pretty well, so we're in good shape there, but other spots we do have some problems. Let's get right to it with our traffic update here as we look at what is appearing to still be a persistent problem near the Mississippi-Alabama line near Grand Bay. This is going to be from about the Mississippi line all the way back in the direction of Pascagoula. The issue is traveling eastbound here, so from Pascagoula trying to get into Grand Bay, coming around the Franklin Creek Road exit on Interstate 10, we have a delay there. In the Wallace Tunnel area, looking green there. We do have a little slowdown on the Bayway, but nothing bad at all with that forecast or that prediction of traffic. It's what's going on right now on the roadways. Looking a little bit further to the south here, down 59. Slow going in some places. We got spring break going on, so you would expect to see some issues at the beaches. And we get over to Pensacola. There is a slow moving amount of traffic here on the Garcon Point Bridge. Of course, we still have that closure of the 3 Mile Bridge, but the other areas like I-10, I-110 looking A-OK. So that's an update on travel this evening.
It's been so awesome being with you here on social media platforms today.
It's cool that we're able to do that with the technology available, and we will see you back for Fox 10 News at 9 and 10. Enjoy the rest of your night.